Welcome back, Strong Lungs fans. Now this is the Alien Girl episode. Yep, all three of these, they're like doodle aliens. I think I'm supposed to have like an alien beast girl, but these girls, they're aliens too. They're like they're also like warriors. You can see. Now the reason why they are wearing like a band around like in between their stomach and chest. It's so their shirt doesn't lift too high when they flip, like when they do a back flip. They also have their skirt tied to their waist, so it doesn't, or tied to their legs. Their skirt is kind of tied to something, so it doesn't lift up too high. It's so you don't see their underwear. It's actually a fancy way to prevent their underwear from showing. It's so only if they do a backflip. Let's say it's maybe they're wearing shorts underneath. Maybe it's a skirt just sewed to the short, or the stretchy pants. Whatever they call these pants that stretches on. You know how it works, right? We all know how it works. Yeah, they're wearing red bands, ribbons around their top. So it's so they don't it's so they're in case they do a flip, since they're samurais, three of them are samurais. They're samurai aliens, but they don't want to have their midriff, they don't want their shirt to lift up too high, so that's why they wear that, so you could only see their midriff, nothing higher than that. Anyway, okay, so yeah, okay, I don't want to have to yeah, I know I just mentioned the red, I don't know what it's called. It's kind of like a waistband, but they're wearing it I wouldn't say it's a waistband. It's something. Okay, sorry to stop talking there, but yeah, it's kind of like a ribbon they wear over the very middle of their shirt. It's so only the midriff can show. It's so their shirt doesn't show it's so they don't show their entire body underneath. It's so nobody sees the bra that they're wearing. Yeah, they're wearing they're also wearing a vest, an armored type thing. Yeah, they're wearing that as well. Yeah, they're wearing it so they don't see so they can only people would only see the midriff, cuz and some, yeah. Same with the skirt, so nobody sees their underwear. They have they have this small skirt. They have a skirt tied to their they have a band, a old band wrapped around their their the very bottom of their skirt. Well, I mean, not the very bottom, but right around the legs. Or let's say it's just a, I mean, let's say they're just wearing a fancy pair of shorts. Yeah, they have or let's just say they have pants underneath. Yeah, just so nobody sees their underwear. They probably don't need a band if they're wearing pants underneath. I mean, they do need the band on their top. You see, it's only showing the very bottom of their midriff. But in case they jump really high or stretch, or if they if they do a flip, if they do a flip move, it's so their shirt doesn't lift too high. Because the ribbon is what prevents their like shirt from lifting up too high. Yeah, so it doesn't like go over like the chest. It's so it doesn't like go over the chest. So yeah. Well, anyway, since we just like they're also wearing this like old like thing. That's what holds their sword in place. So yeah. You see that? And then yeah, and you'll see that they all two has antennas while one has like some sort of strange ear. Like those are meant to be their ears. That's how they hear. They got like little like antennas while the pink one's ears are kind of like puppy dog ears sort of, or I wouldn't say dog. She just has some very silly looking ears. I mean, she's a warrior. They're all like warriors. They're alien warriors. We could just call them the alien girls. But yeah, so yeah, this episode opens with their ship. So yeah, well, it doesn't open with them. It opens at night time while a storm is pulling in. It's let's say this battle's a Green Ridge battle. Yeah, I'm sure you want to know what their alien spacecraft looks like. And it looks like this. Yeah. This is what they come out of. They come out of this thing. It's actually pretty cool, by the way. You see it's actually got 6 headlights. It's got like lights to see where it's going. So yeah, the episode opens during a storm while the strong lungs are just doing their normal thing. Yeah, let's see. Hold on a second. I'm going to try and see what they do. So we see what everybody's doing. We see that our character name, Chester is... Oh, not Chester. What's his name? It's Victor. So yeah, we see Victor, who's a truck driver. He's driving on the freeway, mind his own business. He's singing He's singing along to the song on his radio and then we cut to Lumbee, Alan, and Brian and Lane, like these strong lungs who are walking, talking fruit. That would be Alan the apple. Got Lumbee the banana, Harrow and Hamlet the twin cherries. We got Brian the blueberry, Link the strawberry, and Mungo the watermelons with them, and Otto the oranges with them too. And they're watching sports. They're going, yeah! They're like saying, yeah, and then we cut to Colby, who's he's like a mug, and he's drinking coffee. Of course, he's drinking him. I wouldn't say he's drinking himself, which is kind of strange, or I meant weird. I don't know. So yeah, he just gets it from the coffee machine. Let's say he's the airport control tower type person. He works in the airport control tower, and we see Clark the fire. We see Tori the tornado cleaning, like he's a janitor, or not exactly. I wouldn't say he's a janitor. It's who's it called? It's actually Lecter the book who's a janitor. Or it's Homer the crayon. He's a janitor. Homer, he's a crayon, and he's the janitor. He's in an office building. He's like a school janitor. I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's a janitor. Let's say he's like an office janitor, and or it can be Lecter, or maybe it should be Lecter the book, or maybe it should be Tori the tornado. Tori the Tornado. Yeah, Tori's good. His friends. He's a janitor. He's like. So yeah, he's a janitor, and we see him just whistling while he's cleaning, while he's mopping the floor, or while he's sweeping the floor. And we see Clark the fire hydrant using the bathroom. He's sitting on the toilet reading a newspaper. And we see Sid. We see that, and then we cut to Sid, and then we see Bolton, the like strange like alien looking thing. He's got antennas. He's let's say he's just an alien looking guy, just a small alien, and he's dancing to music. And we see Sid and Boomer, Sid the Rainbow and Boomer the Bomb playing air hockey. Actually Mungo I wanted to do Mungo like exercising in the gym. Let's say that it's only like Alan the Apple and Lumbee, or not Lumbee, like Lumbee the banana, and or maybe let's say it's just Harrow and Hamlet watching sports. The twin cherries are watching sports, or let's say they're playing like video games. There. and then we see Mungo exercising in the gym. So yeah. And then we see Vilser, who's a mermaid, a male mermaid, and he's combing his hair. He may look like a female, just to be sure he's not really a female. Then we see let's see, who else do we got? It's Mac the car and his friends, like the vehicle Strong Lungs, like talking together, like they're at a party. We see Saber the Magnet saying he's at the restaurant. We see that's when we see he's working at the he's at the creamery, or maybe, or yeah, he works at a restaurant, maybe not a creamery, but he works at a fast food restaurant. He's saying, hey y'all, he's having a good day. We see that Lark the water bottle and Lecter the book and Homer, let's say, and we see Denver the TV. They're at a football they're at a football, I wouldn't say it's a stadium. I mean, maybe that's what it's called. It's a stadium. They're like watching football and they're like saying, "Go people!" They don't realize the storm's coming. We see Cloppy the Cyclops reading a book in his bed. Ain't such a big nothing big deal ain't bothering them. Nothing's bothering them at the moment. We see that Perry, who's a monster. He's like a monster. We got a few like monster. He's like a Wendigo type creature. He's a very friendly one. He's purple and he's at a park. He's at like this place where you can it's like this place. They have like an old it's like an arcade place. He's at an arcade and he got himself a drink. He said, "This is fun." He just likes to watch. He just likes the catchy music. We see that Chester, you'll see who Chester really is. He's like an alien, another alien type guy. He's got this mecha, he's not really in a mecha suit. He's just got he's kind of like a cyborg, but he's just got like a robot type body. His head isn't robotic. He's kind of like a cyborg looking alien or something. I don't know. He's just driving it. It just maybe because, and he's crazy. Yeah, we see he's just let's say he's like, or let's say, I don't know what to say. Whatever he should be doing. Let's say he's just going. He's we see Officer Horn, like he's like an old like horn type monster. He's a police officer. He's standing by his police car. We see that. We also see that we see Thunder, the Were Fairy, inspecting some. We see him inspecting like the military. He's inspecting like some like big like he's inspecting the guard trams. We see Drayden, who's an old like spaceship type robot. He looks like this. He's like a like part car, part fighter jet type robot. But yeah, so then we see he's flying at nighttime. He just notices the storm. He doesn't notice anything else yet. Let's say there's actually someone inside him. Let's say it's like a goober. He's carrying one of these guys. Or let's say there's a goober flying a fighter jet. Or let's say he's like going for a fly. There's a goober in his fighter jet, and then all of a sudden, and we see the robots like Roby and Blanco and Jake and Hacker and Stinky. Or let's just say it's Roby, Blanco, and Jake playing a game. It's a board game. Let's say they're playing a game. They're like, or let's say they're like watching something. Let's say they're watching somebody. Say they're watching a game. Somebody play a game, like a reaction. Like they're reacting to a game. Like that's what they're doing. We see Bully the bowling ball saying, "Woo!" He's watching. Let's say he was with Hacker at the arcade. We see we see Thor the Hammer, who works at a factory. He says, "This is pretty good." And Joe the Wrench is with him. We see, let's say Tim the Box was, or let's say Sawyer the Radio was at the arcade. He's not like a radio. He's like a speaker. We see. Then we see Lance, who's. Let's say he's like going for a walk outside. We see who else do we have? Oh yeah, Skylar. He's riding a bus. He's listening to music on a bus. If you're trying to figure out what that like tapping and stuff is, it's my dog. It's our dog Cosmos. I'm sorry, his noise is in the background, but hey, let's just continue the story. Like, just gotta get back to the story is what I'm saying. I said continue, not like stop. Like I mean like it's what's it called? The story. Yeah. So yeah, we see Skylar's listening to music on a bus. We see Penny's with Bully, or let's say they're like at watching people like roller skating, or let's say he's riding a scooter on like a place where you can ride scooters on. It's like a scooter like thing where you can ride scooters and stuff. He says, "This is fun, woo!" He says, "Hey man, how you doing?" Penny is just, or let's say Penny's on the scooter, Bully's just like watching him. And let's say that someone is at who's our lighthouse keeper. It's let's say it's oh yeah, Captain Burry, the root beer, the big cup of root beer. He's at the lighthouse. Well, it's actually a lighthouse next to a harbor. He doesn't. Yeah, I mean, let's say everybody just notices. Well, like, not everybody notices the storm. Maybe let's say, like, none of them notices the storm. That's when we see Toby the golf ball going. He's, let's say, he's, at a party with his friends. Let's say he's at a party with Larson the baseball bat and Larry the tennis ball and Launchy the rocket. let's say Diney and Mighty is with them too, and then all of a sudden, and Mo the lighter is, and that's when we see Baggy the bagpipes with them, and then that's when we, maybe like the last thing we see is, maybe let's say, it's Brainy and Hardy. Let's see, Lou's also with Baggy. There's also a gramophone. His name is Ronald. Ronald the gramophone. He's with them. We also see Brainy and Pumpy, like Brainy the brain. Or no, it's Benton. His name is Benton. He's a brain, and we got Pumpy the heart. And he's pretty cool, to be honest. He's like it's kind of, here, let me figure out what they should be doing. Let's say they're like next to they're also at a party, but they're at a party somewhere else in Greenridge. Let's say they're at a festival. They're just having their time. And we see Patrick the pig is cooking food. He's making food. We see that Fango and his friends are. We see Newton the polar bear is going like saying, "Whoa, boy!" Let's say he's actually with Skylar and like Newton's with, or let's say Newton's like at a, let's say he's at like a creamery. Or let's say there's like a party. Let's say he's at a festival, but like, or let's say he's at a party, but a different party. He's with Bruce the shark and Grummet the crocodile. Maybe let's say Lenny the bee's with them, and everyone's like, and Dave the butterfly's with them. He's like, "Geez, man, this is cool." Also, Scruff the dog should be with them, and Finn the frog, and then that's when, then we cut to who was I thinking? It was let's say it's Robin the air horn. He's like going like, "Oh yeah." Let's say he's at like Logan the tsunami. He's playing another song. We see Bobby the dragons with them. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe let's say they're Newton, Scruff, Grummet, and let's say Dave's like kind of like next to them, and Lenny, and we see Bruce. Let's say like Oliver the octopus was helping Patrick the pig. Who was I saying was maybe Barney? Did I say Barney was with Logan? Who did I say was with Logan? I don't remember. Let's say like Ralph was on a train. They were having a party on on a train, and then that's when we see everybody like, and then all of a sudden we see the like game. We see Chip and Snip there with them. Let's say it's Chip and Snip and with the chicken nuggets, whatever their names are. Their names are. See, let's say Jerry's with them too. Their names are Frizzy, Zesty, and Plumpy. Okay. So those are some pretty good names. So yeah, they're with them, and then that's when we see Houston. No, not Houston. That's when we see Dallas the iPhone. Notice. That's when we see Dallas the iPhone doing his own thing as well. And then all of a sudden we see this guy who, we see Austin the soda can and Axel, and we see Dimey, one of Fangy's friends. We see Axel the axe is with them, and we see that let's say Bergie was with the other two, and we see Elford was with them, and we see that let's say there was like someone on, let's say there was a cruise ship, we see someone, we see like, or someone's on a cargo ship entering strong lungs. Let's say it's who should we do it? We see, or let's say, and then last but not, well the last one I know who we should do, the last one. That should be, let's see, Oscar. Let's say Kevin. It's okay. I'll try and figure out who all these things. So yeah, let's just say everybody's doing their own thing. We see like a compilation through one person, then the other. And then now all of a sudden, after then we cut to like I show you, like and then we see what, like the episode, or not the episode, but we see like I don't know how to explain it, but we do see like the camera cuts to everyone who like all the main characters, shows us what they're doing. Sorry to stop talking. Sometimes I do that, but I don't mean to. But yeah, it's oh, Cosmos came out of nowhere. Here, you can skip that part if you like. You really should like try and skip the parts where I'm like stay silent for too long. Sometimes, usually because I'm getting in my head when I'm not supposed to. So yeah, we see like what everyone's doing before the storm. That's when we see that General Piney says, "Ugh, man, I'm getting a little too sleepy. I gotta get some caffeine to wake up." And he gets up to grab some like coffee, like a caffeinated drink to stay awake and like at least pay attention to the radar. Yeah. Everything was okay, but then suddenly, that's when we noticed that. We see that that's when we see his radar stumble. That's when we see his radar start beeping. That's when we zoom in to see it. We see the spaceship. We don't see the spaceship itself yet, but we just see it on the radar. We see that, and then that's when we see, and that's when we, or maybe it's. That's when we see whatever. Let's just say that, like, I can just try and figure out how this should work. And then that's when we cut to the night sky. We see the storm. Like, we see the storm is starting to cover. We see the night sky, but, like, we see some big clouds. But, like, at first when we see the buildings, we see that the buildings are... We see, like, the clouds, but we don't see any thunder and lightning in them yet. But as we zoom in, that's when we see, like we see the clouds come in, and then we see thunder and lightning start to... We see lightning in them, but we don't hear the thunder. It's kind of like heat lightning. Let's say Hacker was saying. We see... Yeah, but then after we cut to, like, what everyone's doing, that's when we... And then we see Jim Piney. That's when he says, "Whoa." He says, and when he gets back, he drinks his hot drink and says, "This is the right stuff to drink. Now let's get back and caffeinate myself." and then when he looks at his radar, he says, and as he's drinking his coffee, he sees his radar, and then he spits, and then he moves his drink away, and he goes like, what? And he just spits out his drink. He just spits it out so he can talk. And then he just, like, moves his... And then he just stops drinking. And while he's drinking, when he sees the radar, he just automatically stops drinking and then spits out his drink so he can talk. He says, what on earth is this? He says, no way, you can't be serious. It's time to... We gotta get into action, y'all. He rushes, he says, hold on. He says, what? He says, what in incarnation is this? He says, what in car crash nation is this? And then he says, oh no. Oh no, he said, you can't be serious, y'all. You can't be... He says, oh no, you can't be serious. It's time for some action. That's when Hacker says, oh no, the dream gate. Yeah. Then he runs, but like after Hacker runs. That's when we see the thunder and light. Well, we don't hear the thunder. We see the lightning in the clouds. Like... Oh gosh. Whoa! Nobody told me there was a storm. And then when Hacker saw the light, he says, whoa! Okay. I was kind of curious what... Nobody told me there was supposed to be a nocturne cyclone today. And then we see the lightning. And when he sees... Well, first we see the lightning. We don't hear the thunder yet, but as Hacker's running to tell Fango, we hear the thunder. He looks up and says... And when he looks up, we see he's running towards the storm, and we see a lightning flash. And when he's running up towards the storm, we hear thunder. And then he looks up, and then we hear the thunder. He says, "Whoa!" That's when we see the storm getting closer. That's when we see the lightning and thunder go off at the same time. He says, "Okay, nobody told me there was supposed to be a nocturne cyclone tonight. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get to Fangy. And it's still quite a few miles away. It's going to take a little bit more for it to get here." Then when he sees what Fango's doing, he sees the party going on at their house. He says, he realizes that Mercy and Dusty and like let's say like Preston was with him, yeah, and Stinky was with them, and once he says, "Stinky, what are you doing?" He says, "You hang." Oh right. Oh hey Stinky, I just forgot you were here. He says, "I gotta tell Fango something." "Not now, man. We're trying to enjoy our party." He says, "Oh, never mind then." Guess he is too busy this time. Once Fango leaves, that's when we see, also let's say Hank is with, or let's say, I don't know, Sid the Rainbow's with Boomer playing air hockey. Let's say Chris the Fire's with them. And that's when we hear, that's when we see and that's when we cut to the moon being covered by the storm clouds. But after that, and then that's when we cut, and that's when we see the spaceship that you're seeing, the alien spacecraft. That's when we see and that's when we move over to the outskirts of Greenridge. That's when we see the clouds. We cut to the clouds. And that's when we hear like alien type music. Yeah. First we see the 6 like lights of the like spacecraft pulling in. We see like the clouds. We see like the spacecraft coming out of the clouds, like, or like the alien ship coming out of the clouds. We see it coming out of the clouds. We see the lights. We see like the 6 lights, like the 6 yellow lights. We see them shining through. And that's when we see them approach, and we see like they start lighting up. And that's when we see the spacecraft come out of the clouds. That's when we hear the music. Okay, yeah, didn't mean for that. Or, yeah, it's okay. So yeah, the spacecraft comes, and then we see, that's when we see it, that's when we see the very front of it come out of the storm clouds. Now, at least it didn't get struck by lightning. Now, I mean, let's say it could be anyone, like, let's not mention their pilot. Let's just say, because we don't need to know who the pilot is. I mean, but yeah, we see the spacecraft come out of the clouds. Like, the very front of it comes out of the clouds. So, yeah, the thing is, so the spaceship, the very front of it comes out of the clouds. And then we see, like, the color bars on the side of it. It comes out of the clouds, and then we hear we see like the cool like antennas, like 3 antennas on the top of it. We see like there's like the 6 different colors underneath it, and then it comes out of we see them come out of the clouds. Let's say there are like 6 circles underneath it, like right in the door where they drop off. Yeah, he drops off now, that's when he drops off this spaceship. So yeah, when the spaceship, we see that it comes out of the clouds. And that's when we see it. We see it come out of the storm clouds, and then we see the lights underneath it come out. We see the bottom of it come out. We like cut to the camera angles like pointing up at the at the space, like up the pointing up at the clouds under the spaceship, where we see like what the underneath of it looks like. We see like the door, like the circular door where it's gonna drop off the alien, like the samurai alien girls. But we just see like the door. It doesn't open just yet. We just see like the 6 lights around it, and that's when we see the spaceship itself come out of the clouds. Yeah. Yeah. And then that's when we see it heading towards Strongholds. Then that's when we just cut back to Fango, minding his own business. And then that's when we see the spaceship's getting ready to... We see it's getting closer. And as we see it getting closer, we cut back to what everyone was doing. We cut back to like everyone, like it does it in the same order as it did before, but this time it's showing what everybody's doing. But then we see that everyone's being interrupted with, because the spaceship is what we see a power outage. We see the whole like city loses power because of the spaceship. We see like the person on the boat. We see Colby's like, huh? We see everybody. We see not sure who the captain should be. Maybe he should be maybe it could be Captain Purple. Yeah, he's like a little purple alien guy. Captain Purple. Or we could just call him Captain something else. I don't know what his name should be. Maybe we could say, yeah, it's Captain Purple. He's pretty cool. He's got a red nose. Not like Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. No, definitely not him. He's not red nose like that, but just, maybe let's say his nose is actually orange, though. It's like an oval. You see, he's like kind of like a shape figure, or we could just call him Captain Shape, or like Captain, I I don't know, we could just call him Captain Sphere. Let's say he's just a sphere, but he's purple. We'll just call him Captain Sphere. He says he's just enjoying his day. And then all of a sudden we see that when he sees the lighthouse, he realizes that the lighthouse. And then we see him. Yeah, we did just see him in the beginning. And then we see the lights go out in front of him. He's like, huh? We see that the lighthouse goes out in front of him. And Captain Murray's like, huh? Let's do a split screen of like both like Captain Bury and Captain Shape, or what's his name? I forgot. I named him something. Or what's his name? Captain Sphere. Yeah, Captain Sphere. So yeah. Or maybe we could call him Captain Bard. Yeah, Captain Bard. Yeah. So we see Captain Bard, or we could call him. Yeah, let's call him Captain Bard. Or we'll just call him, let's call him, or let's just call him Captain Sphere, since there's actually already a Stronglung named Bard. So yeah. Or let's, yeah. Or no, let's just call him Captain Bard. Or yeah. Captain Bard. Yeah. Yeah, we see. Yeah, and that's when Captain Bard is going on his own stinking journey. He's on his journey, but we do the split screen of Captain Bury and Captain Bard reacting to the lighthouse's power going out. Like the beacon goes out. We see all the beacon towers turns off. We see all like the monitor like towers turns off as well. We see like all the towers, street light towers turns off. Everything turns off. Like all the electricity and turns off. We even see the Goober lose its power. We see that like all the power in his fighter jet shuts down. It's like, huh? Yeah, let's say rather than Drayden, or no, his name is Drayden. I thought it was, yeah, it's Drayden. Sorry, I was right. It's Drayden. We see. We see it's so yeah, a Drayden. Rather than Drayden, maybe let's say Drayden. Let's say Drayden was in this episode too. He's like going like, huh? We see Thunder's like, huh? He's like, what's going on? He's like, huh? Vilster's like, ah, dang, now I can't, huh? So you see, Mungo's like, huh? He gets mad and he throws his like dumbbells or whatever they are onto the ground because he's mad that the power went out. It's actually funny to see him get mad. And then he's just sitting on the stool or on the bench, upset because there's no power anymore. We see like you'll see how like everyone reacts to the power. See that the strong ones who are at parties are now disappointed that the power went out. Now the music can't play, and that's when we see the spaceship like we see it hovers over a part where the strong ones can't see it. Well, that's where it drops off. The alien samurai girls, yeah, the alien girls, we will just call them the alien girls, and it drops them off. Yeah, so yeah, it drops them off somewhere where the strong lungs can't see them. And yeah, we see. Sorry about that. So yeah, they land. The spaceship goes into the woods. It hovers over the park, where nobody's there. We see that nobody's there. We see that. We see that the spaceship. We see that the door underneath. We see as the storm is. We see that that's when we see the door underneath open. We see the three girls. That's when we see them. And here they come right stinking now. And here they are. The alien girls. Then they come out of the spaceship. And that's, we can understand that they're aliens. We see that they land on their feet just like a normal samurai. It's kind of funny. Actually, the pink one's supposed to be the leader. I should have put in the pink one in the middle. Maybe the green one should be. Maybe we should have made the blue one's ears be little zigzag antennas. Maybe they should have been little zigzag horns or something. But hey, you can still tell she's an alien. You can still clearly tell she is an alien. That's when you see Fango. Fango, nobody noticed them, nobody notices them just yet. Everyone's like, what's going on? That's when we see the Fango says, well, that kind of stinks. Everybody says, hey, look, we got a night storm. Everybody says, oh, it must have been that night storm that caused it. Hey, y'all, we got a night storm. It's people. Let's get out. He says, let's get out of the subway train and get back to... Let's get outside. Whoa, what's going... Whoa, it's windy. Whoa, we got a night storm. Whoa, look. Lightning. We got a night storm. Everyone's like... Everybody's just playing outside. He says, oh, here comes the rain. Yeah, and that's when we see everybody's inside now, and then we see... They're sleeping. That's when we just zoom out of the city, and that's when we have a time card that says the next day. And that's when we see everybody's sleeping under where they were sheltering from the storm. And then he says, oh, hey, look. Let's say before it starts raining, the ship leaves. And it actually leaves. It just goes into outer space. It goes right before the clouds covers that one last part of the sky. This tooth feels pretty sharp. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We see this, but yeah, everybody's that's when people say, oh look, we got a night storm. Yeah. You see and that's when we cut to outer space, where you can see the storm over strong lungs from outer space. That's when we see the spaceship going back through the dream. That's when we see the dream gate open for the spaceship. That's when we see them. We see it. That's when we see a zoomed out part of we can see the storm zoomed out. And we can see it's leaving Earth and going back through the dream gate and returning to planet Lunerboonie. Well, we don't see it go to planet Lunerboonie. We just see it go through the dream gate. And after we see the dream gate open, and then the spaceship goes through it, and then the dream gate closes, that's when we... That's when we see them leave. And that's when we cut back to strong lungs. Let's say you can actually see another planet in the background, but then let's say it's like a purple planet with a yellow ring around it. There's also a green planet that doesn't have a ring around it. And that's when we cut back to strong lungs, where that's when we cut back to strong lungs and we see the rain party going on. Well, not the rain party, but the night storm festival type thing going on. And after that, then everybody says, "Huh, everybody have fun last night?" Everybody said, "Yep, we sure did." See, everybody comes outside and they're just partying like Jesus. But yeah, after we see the party starts, right, and then that's when we see this part. That's when we get the time card that says the next day, and that's when we see the part that says. That's when we see everybody wakes up the next day. Okay, so the next day when Fango realizes, well, everybody says, maybe we should try this, start. Says, is that what happens? Maybe we should try this, start this all over again. Here. Yeah, they want to start, everything. They want to do what they did last night, so and this time without being interrupted by a night storm. They thought it was the night storm that caused at first they thought, wish we knew that that nocturne cyclone was coming. We should have paid more attention. Yeah. But hey, that's a night storm, y'all. We gotta let that pass through. Maybe that's one way to get a night storm to come. Maybe it was so jealous it wanted to join in. Here, let's try that again. Yeah, the strong lungs wanted to do what they were doing last night. So, he says, that sounds good. So and they want to see if they can get another night storm to come. Because they thought it came because it wanted to join in. That's not actually how it works. The storm's not gonna come just by. It's not gonna work. When you just do what you were doing last night when the storm interrupted you. It's not gonna work for a storm to come back and interrupt. Just so you can wait for it to interrupt you again, so you can have fun in it as well. Well, not as well, but again. Sorry, just. Okay, there's that song. I love these girls. They're so cute. Sorry, I was just thinking of something really adorable. It's just too good. So yeah. It's kind of funny. So yeah. Sorry, I was having a drink. Sorry to just do other things. I mean, I was talking. I just wasn't talking about what I was supposed to be talking about. I just got distracted. No. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna sit down and do this, because it'd be easier. So yeah, we see the... Oh man, when I'm this closer to seeing these beautiful girls, it makes me want to hug and kiss them. So badly. pretty darn stinking awesome for an alien, right? Yeah, it certainly is. So yeah. These are the alien girls. The alien samurai type girls. They're crazy. You need some hugs. Probably need some hugs and kisses. Like, no, not hugs and kisses. Sorry to mention that. I was talking about my cat. I do it to my cat all the time. My cat's name is Bobbles. I say she needs them because she's just my bestest cat. But hey, these are the so let's get to these little aliens, or these fellers. Not Lily. They're pretty mean. So yeah, sorry, I was doing something with my voice. Well, not with my voice, but it's because the reason why I get in my head is to think of what I'm gonna say next. So yeah. Okay, let me see what I can. Let's say that one. Who should we use? Well, let's say like the strong one who notices them. Let's say let's say sorry about that, I was thinking. Let's say it's what's it called? I'm trying to think, or I was just saying what I meant, like, what should I say? Sometimes when you look at, I guess that's what happens when you look at cartoons for too long. Again, your point of sight when they're not, like, I don't know. I just love these girls. It's just so cute to look at them. I love them. I just love them as much as my cat. I know I love my cat a lot, but I kind of love these girls more. Sorry, I really should be telling the episode. It's what's it called? The Lunerboonie. Yeah. Fango. Everybody's just trying to see. Hager says, guys, he's trying to tell them that it's not gonna work. He says, it wasn't the night storm that caused it. He says, guys, it wasn't the night storm that caused it. He thought, yeah, somehow my truck just ran out of gas. And somehow the lights in it turned off as well. I didn't know night storms could just, or maybe the night storm stopped my truck. Maybe it just somehow, maybe sucked up my gas. No, it wasn't the gas that stopped it. Hey, look, power's back on. It works again. Yeah, everyone's in. He says, wait, let's wait till night time. What? He says, yeah, we see the 1 hour. Let's say it says 10 hours later. I get the time card that says the 10 hours time card, like it says 10 hours later. Or no, let's just say it fades to, like, it just fades to the next scene, like this next scene fades to the other scene. It fades to, let's say it's actually like, King says, okay, well, let's try it. Yeah. That's when it's like the gingerbread. We see Governor Gingerbread. Says, you all ready to start? Yeah. It's a good idea. And it's like, and like the background fades. It's kind of like he's fading, but it's like fading, but like he's still in the same scene. It's like, like it's kind of like only the background fades and his color fades from light to dark, and he's like saying, and then yeah, like it fades to the next scene, but he's still on on screen in the same way he does here. I'll show you what I mean. Something like this. So here's what I mean. It works like this. So like, shows him in one scene, but he stays on camera in the same way, like, and then the background fades to a new background, like this. And then, like, yeah, like that. You see, like that. He's still on screen the same way as he is in the first scene, but he stays on screen. But like the scene changes. We see him, like, the background fade as we see him, like, in a different area. And that's when we see him saying, like, yeah. And then all of a sudden we see him saying, like, hey, he says, y'all ready? He's at nighttime, he's saying, like, he just tells us, like, he tells us what's going on. He says, y'all ready to fix this situation? And everybody's, like, saying, yeah, let's get that night storm together. Excuse me. Fango was just minding. He noticed, but all of a sudden he noticed everything was okay. Everybody was doing their own thing. But that's when Fango saw the Lunerboonies. He says they destroy the first building. Fango says, and then they start fighting. Then they're out of control, and then all of a sudden, Fango's still fighting her. And he's like saying, "You're getting this." He's like, "Urgh." She tries to eat Fango. She actually she has like this magic portal, and she's launching cars, and they all have this power. They're launching cars and buildings out of it, hitting Fango. He's like, whoa, yeah. Then he grabs one of. That's when he's like fighting them. He's fighting them and fighting them. You see so yeah, the fight begins. Thingy's like, you see that, Fango? Sorry about that. So yeah, Fango's fighting them as they're throwing things at them. Fango is fighting them. That's when he throws that's when he realizes the speaker tower. And then he uses it as a scream, and then he screams right through it, and it blows out. And then it kills the alien. They don't realize what the tower is gonna do. They just nod their head no, thinking that the tower is not gonna hurt them. It says, wanna bet, huh? They don't believe the tower is gonna hurt them, so they let Fango scream through the tower. He goes, ah! And then he screams, and then the tower. They go like, ah! They cover their ears. They realize that it's not safe to like have those towers blowing through their ears, and then he doesn't like throw it at them, but it does collapse when he yells through it. Says, whoops. Maybe I should fix that. And then he tries to fix it, but it falls over again. He says, ah, dang. That's why. Yep, a megaphone tower he's got. We could also call him a megaphone tower, which is pretty crazy. This is why I don't. This is clearly why Fango much rather, like, you know. This is why Fango much rather, like, fights when he feels like it. Or, I don't know what to say. This is why Fango much rather like hang out with his friends than to fight Lunerboonies. Says, dang. Then we see, cuts to him. Then he gets out of his mecha suit. He says, and he parks his mecha suit back where it is. And then once he gets back, he says, we see that his friends, like maybe let's say that Spoonie and Crawley asks where he's been. Fango says, I was fighting Lunerboonies, that's what. Says, oh dang, okay. Well, at least you're back now. And then it just ends with them saying that. We don't see Fango get his reward in this one, which is actually kind of fun.